Welcome to The Explainer. Imagine this. It's 1 a.m., you're at an engineering hostel on the campus of the Indian Institute of Innovation. It's pitch black outside, just heavy, isolating darkness. Down on the ground floor in room 107, we've got Ravi. He's a fourth-year student, and he's studying all alone. It's literally just him, the faint glow of his laptop, a couple of whiteboards, and that eerie, dead silence of a sleeping campus.
And Ravi isn't just lightly reviewing his notes, right? He is desperately grinding for a placement interview. He just got hit with a crushing rejection from a major company called Hypotenuse Technologies, so the pressure on him is immense. He's leaving absolutely no stone unturned, totally absorbed in his complex formulas. It's that heavy, middle-of-the-night quiet, the kind of silence that feels like a coiled spring. But then, out of nowhere, that quiet midnight grind is completely shattered by a sudden, incredibly loud thud echoing from the hallway.
Okay, let's dive right into this because things escalate from mundane to terrifying insanely fast. At 1 a.m., Ravi is focused, just a stressed student studying. By 1:15, that massive thud hits. Now, at first, he naturally tries to brush it off. Hostel corridors, they're always noisy, maybe somebody dropped a heavy book, or a guy stumbled back late. But then at 1:20 a.m., the sound profile completely changes. It's no longer a clumsy student, it turns into this strange, heavy, animalistic growling, literally like there's a wild beast pacing right outside his door. So by 1:22, that mix of curiosity and pure dread just completely takes over, and he slowly cracks open the door to see what's out there.
The contrast here is absolutely wild. Back inside room 107, you have a totally normal, albeit stressful, college environment. Coffee mugs, whiteboards, equations. But out in that corridor, the atmosphere shifts into pure horror. There's just this one flickering tube light throwing huge, jumpy shadows everywhere. And right there on the floor is a thin, dark trail of thick red blood. And this trail leads directly away from his door and straight into the common bathroom down the hall. Just as his brain tries to process this horrifying sight, these agonizing, blood-curdling screams erupt from that very bathroom.
Running on pure adrenaline, Ravi forces himself to walk toward those screams, following the blood trail, and what he discovers inside the washroom is just gruesome beyond belief. The guy covered in blood? It was Virat, his buddy, his own cricket teammate. But Virat didn't look human anymore. His face was drenched in red, and he was viciously biting into the neck of a first-year student named Amit. Ravi steps forward, maybe trying to help, but Virat just snaps his head up. He lets out this ferocious predator growl and starts moving toward Ravi, but his movements are all stiff and completely unnatural. Ravi absolutely panics. He turns, sprints back to room 107 and slams that door shut, locking it as tight as he can.
Now, what's really interesting about this part of the story is how the narrative brilliantly shifts the delivery of information from physical horror right into digital panic. Ravi grabs his phone and the thing is just exploding. 500 unread WhatsApp messages in the hostel group, pure chaos. People are typing bro room lock, do not open the door, people in college have gone mad. And as he frantically scrolls, the absurd, terrifying origin of this outbreak is revealed. A pre-placement party went horribly wrong. Apparently the college toppers, get this, actually mistook a strange experimental serum for a welcome drink. They chugged it down, mutated, and now they're literally hunting down the rest of the students, biting people and spreading the infection.
Just as Ravi is trying to wrap his head around these insane messages, the power cuts out. The network flatlines. The entire room is instantly swallowed by suffocating, pitch-black darkness. There is literally nothing but the faint, creepy blue glow of his laptop screen. And in that faint blue light, Ravi sees a shadow slide quietly under the crack of his door. He whispers, "Who is it?" Total dead silence. And then, he hears it. Exactly 3 slow, incredibly loud, heavy knocks. Thack. 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 Like whatever is out there is completely losing patience. Then, the door handle starts to move. Left, right. Left, right. Slowly at first, before it just starts violently, aggressively shaking in its socket.
Bam! The suspense breaks, and we are thrust straight into pure survival mode. After a terrifying couple of seconds of silence, the solid wooden door absolutely splinters under massive force and crashes down into the room. Virat lunges through the broken frame, breathing heavily, just snarling right at Ravi. In a total split-second do-or-die move, Ravi grabs a heavy wooden chair from beside his desk and smashes it directly over his former friend's head. Taking advantage of that one stunned second, Ravi shoves him hard against the wall, bursts out of his ruined room, and just sprints blindly out into the dark, chaotic college campus.
So, Ravi has made it out of the room, right?
But he is nowhere near safe. He runs desperately toward the campus gates to escape, but stops dead in his tracks. The sheer scale of this nightmare is visually overwhelming. The gates are completely blocked by a massive horde. We're talking over 100 students. But they're not normal students anymore. They have these glowing, bright white eyes. Their clothes are violently torn, bodies covered in bite marks. And they are all stumbling forward, in perfect unison, heading straight toward him. Completely outnumbered and trapped, Ravi pivots hard, runs back into the college library, and dives deep behind a massive bookshelf to hide.
The horde of infected students actually stumbles into the dark library, scouring the aisles. Ravi is curled up, trembling, holding his breath behind the books. It feels like hours, but eventually they seem to lose his scent. They slowly shuffle out. The library goes completely dead silent. Ravi finally exhales. Against all odds, he thinks he might actually be safe. But then, a single drop of warm, thick blood falls from the very top of the bookshelf. It lands right on his face. He slowly looks up into the shadows, and Virat is perched right there on top of the shelf. Virat pounces. Ravi's screams echo through the empty library, instantly drawing the entire horde swarming back inside. And moments later, when Ravi finally opens his eyes, they're glowing white, just like the rest of them.
And this brilliantly illustrates the ultimate plot twist. You thought we were just analyzing a terrifying horror story? Well, look closely. The Indian Institute of Innovation has officially transitioned into the Indian Institute of Zombies. That's right, we are completely switching gears from pure terror to incredible entertainment here. Because this entire horrific, blood-soaked nightmare of Ravi and Virat, it's actually the thrilling, hilarious plot of a brand new movie.
This absolute nightmare is officially titled IIZ, Indian Institute of Zombies. The genre? It's a zombie horror comedy, which means it promises to deliver just as many huge laughs as it does terrifying jump scares. What's absolutely incredible here is the pedigree of the writers. We're talking about the brilliant minds behind massive hits like Dindora, Taza Kabar, and Farzi, so you already know the script is going to be razor sharp. And the premise? College toppers accidentally drinking a zombie serum because they thought it was a fancy welcome drink at a pre-placement party? Come on, that is absolute comedic gold wrapped in survival horror. It takes the intense, mind-numbing pressure of campus placements and turns it into a literal zombie infection. It's this hilarious, terrifying manifestation of the cutthroat grind students face. And the best part? It hits theaters very soon, on May 15th.
Which brings us to the final provocative question of our explainer today. Who is going to stop this zombie attack? How on earth are a bunch of terrified surviving engineering students supposed to fight off a massive horde of their glowing-eyed, infected classmates? I can tell you right now, it's going to take a lot more than complex coding and math formulas to get out of this one alive. I highly encourage you to grab your friends, head to the theaters on May 15th, and find out for yourself. It is guaranteed to be an amazing ride. Thank you so much for joining me to break down this brilliant source material, and remember, always double-check what you're drinking at those college parties.